Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Groove podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back with the season finale. This is season one, the season finale of Pluribus, La Chita o El Mundo, so the girl or the world.
Yeah,
La,
you
la,
got to
chi,
choose, bro.
la Chita.
Let's
And
hit that.
dude, this is the season finale. They gave us 9 episodes.
Mhm.
Um,
I wish it
it,
was more,
oh,
but it's
you
okay.
know, and I
It
was
is
telling
what
you
it is.
last week that I think
Mhm.
even regardless of like the outcome of
Mhm.
episode 9, the season finale, I would still be happy because it just feels
Oh, yeah.
like they're not going to give us any like goofery like for the season finale. They're going to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it like properly.
Every show is something very important. Even if shows feel like nothing's going on, super important things are in these shows.
Everything's going on.
And you have to pay attention. I think this is one of those shows that you can't have it on in the background and like you're
No.
cooking. It's
Mm-mm.
like how she watching Golden Girls. Like you don't have to be paying attention to Golden Girls. Like you
Yeah.
can hear it. The jokes are
Right.
in the back there.
Hmm.
Like this show, you gotta sit down, get some coffee, and take notes and pay attention because something's happening. Every scene, something's happening was worthwhile.
So let's talk about really quickly because they had one of the non-converted who converted Kusamayu, or I think I'm saying
Yeah,
that right, Kusamanyu, right? And
yeah.
so remember like I think it was season episode 2 or 3 where they all got together, and that was the one who said,
Mhm.
"Well, I want to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
with my
She's like,
family, so I
"Oh, do
want
you
to
want me?"
convert." She's
Yeah,
like,
she's
"I
like,
want
"I
to,"
want you want me.
So they converted her. However, they did
Mhm.
not say how. Now they were saying that they would have to stick this huge needle in
Yeah,
your
they got the
hip.
process to get the DNA bone marrow. They have to get
Right.
the bone marrow and then do it.
But we now know that maybe that's not the case, and we'll get to that later.
Well, here's the thing. I think maybe they did the operation on her already, and they're just like, "This is the finalized thing. This is what you get." But like dealing with Carol with the eggs, because we'll talk about that. There is other means of getting this thing, and
Yeah.
the longer this takes, the easier it's going to be to convert people. The easier it
Yep.
is, so you don't have to go the whole thing with the operation and everything. They could just get an eyelash or something like that and do it from there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Mhm.
it's gonna be real simple soon.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, why not just take a swab of like, just like in your
Mhm.
in your inner mouth, like in your jaw or something, why not just take a swab? I guess again, they need like the stem cells, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, wow. So she was converted, and I think that we're gonna find out a lot more in terms of how she was converted in
Yes.
season 2, episode 1.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're
You
we're gonna
know?
find a bunch of stuff out. But I think the thing that's fascinating for Carol is Carol has a timetable. Because I think Carol's probably the hardest person to convert and also the easiest person to convert because she don't need to be there. They got her thing already. So
Mhm.
they have the process to do it. And Zosha was like, month or two. The worst is 2 months. I
She was
got
like,
you though. So
she.
Carol's on a timetable right now. She's got 30 days to figure this out, how to flip
Mhm.
this thing back. I love
So
everything about that. That's awesome.
so now we're gonna get to Manosa and Carol. So Manosa has arrived in Albuquerque. They
Yes.
had the the POV drone, just like, yep, he'll be here in 2 hours, right? And
I
so he
love
was
that Joseph was there, like, "Hey, here's your boy. He's coming any minute now. Hey, get ready. I'm gonna leave, but your boy's on his way. We got a satellite thing to follow Google Maps to show you when he's getting here.
I
So just
didn't
hang in there."
I didn't know how I kind of thought that he may be sort of radical. When he met
Mhm.
Carol, he was
I
kind of
agree with him
radical,
on a
but
lot
not.
of stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I agree with him on a lot of like for the phone thing with Translate. I probably agree with him that we shouldn't be using their phone
Mhm.
because your phone sends out even if it's off, it's sending out signals or something. So
She
I
said it
would have
was on
had like a
AirPlay though. She said it was on AirPlay. It's not connected to anything.
that thing's still connected, man. I know they turned off the cell. They did turn off the cell signal. So
Right.
if
Mhm.
it's not on Wi-Fi, the thing doesn't work. It shouldn't work. So
And
I mean,
the
that's also an issue.
and the other thing is like just based on what we know about like iPhones and AirPlays and everything else, like AirPlay and everything else like that.
Mhm.
Even in AirPlay, that you're basically saying that whatever translator you used it's
Mhm.
using its own data like built into the app,
It's
and
using something.
it's not looking
Yeah.
outside, for like a signal to connect to the internet or anything like that. So that was
Yeah.
pretty interesting. So
A lot of things that he's got beefs with, like look with the satellite with the umbrella. I'm like, he's right. I don't. I thought this is the thing. When he got on the show, I thought, oh man, he's gonna butt heads with Carol, and this is gonna be ridiculous. They're gonna be fighting each other the whole time. But like, he has the right attitude about what's going on, and Carol at the end was like, damn it, you're right. All right, let's get to work. Like, that's the thing that was crazy about it. Like his attitude about this stuff was correct. Carol has gotten soft by hanging out with Zosia. She's gotten real soft, and her morals have kind of
literally,
degraded with her Bentley. Where's her Mercedes Benz
the
outside?
rose,
No, Rolls
hmm
Royce outside. Yeah, her morals have they jumped off a cliff with the circles that she's trying to get into to kind of say because she loves Zosia, even though Zosia's the group.
you
She
know.
still love. I can't tell if she likes the person or the idea of the person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like the fit. She likes how she looks physically. Like that's fine. I like it too. Like
Hmm.
for
She
being
likes
real,
the
there.
physical.
She likes the physical. I
Hmm.
agree, but also there's something about the personality too that she likes, or the idea of the personality that she likes.
Hmm.
And yeah, Carol was ready to risk it all. She was ready to throw everything down the drain for that. And had Zosia not been arrogant, or the Hive, had the Hive not been arrogant and be like, "Yo, you got 2 months," it was better enough they not say nothing. And they brought the other part that's crazy is the Hive brought it up. Carol wasn't thinking about none of this stuff with the eggs or anything. The Hive told her, "You got a month."
So okay, so all right, so we could talk about that then because
Mhm.
okay, so you know a few episodes back, they were like, hey, we can convert you, but we need your stem cells. And the only way to do that is to put a huge
Mhm.
needle in your hip, right? And then they were like, but, you have to consent. And she was like, okay, I don't consent.
Mhm.
How did they not? And see, this is what I'm saying. Like last week, it seemed like they didn't know that, Carol was into like train horns. And they
Mhm.
never brought up the fact that they have her eggs, or maybe they did, and
No.
maybe they know she has the eggs. I mean, tell me what's up with that.
No, I think that they've been working on the eggs this entire time
Not telling her.
and not telling her, and they're close enough to be like, I think we cracked this code here, and you got a month at best. And I think it's arrogance from the
Well,
Hive.
okay. So when she said, "Is there a way?
Mhm.
Is there any ways to convert us?" And they were like, they only gave one, like
Yeah, and she was
solution.
like, those shit was like,
Yeah, they and again, if they can't tell a lie, it's just like, well, we have two
they just won't
solutions,
say.
you know.
Yeah, they just wouldn't say it. If they can't tell the lie, they just can't say. So, but I think the way Zosha handled it was like, because I think in their morality, it's okay to convert Carol because they didn't have to do anything to Carol. Like this thing was already out of her system and sitting in the freezer somewhere, right? So they're looking at like, well, we didn't do the
no.
thing, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't ask anybody, can we convert you before? They feel I can convert you whenever I feel like it because I want to.
Okay.
But everything else is I have to get permission from you, right? I gotta
Mhm.
get food. I gotta get permission if I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like logically for everything else, how they view it. But if they have the goods already sitting in a lab somewhere, that's off limits because the whole point is to convert her.
Okay, so hmm. So okay, if they
I
have
know
the
it breaks the moral thing.
right, exactly. So if they have the means to convert her, would they
Mhm.
just go ahead and convert her without asking her? I mean, what are they gonna do? Like hem her up, like put her in a
100%.
chokehold, like smell this or whatever, you know?
Yeah, this guy hit her with the mist somewhere. Like that's it. While she's
Listen.
sleeping, he hit her with the mist. No matter. The whole thing is the Hive is trying to convert people no matter what. You don't get a say in that. But because the other conversion was, you got to do an operation and get stick needles in you, they're like, well, we can't do that because that's the same as, picking an apple from a tree. We can't do the manual labor of doing the thing. But
Mm.
if it's already out, It's already on the ground. All bets are off. It's fair game. And
See
I think
this.
that's how they look at it.
See, oh my goodness, this is like it's very fascinating because we don't know
Mhm.
if they're going to force her to convert because according to everything that we've seen in 9 episodes, they're happy people. They're not going to force you. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to do any of that
You
stuff.
you don't have a say when they're converting everybody on day one, conversion day. You didn't have a say in that. They were like, "We're converting you. Get over here. Here's a kiss."
Right.
So you didn't get a say in that.
And well, like the other thing is like when, in the first episode,
Mhm.
when everyone was being converted, a guy came over and kissed Carol and she was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and that didn't
yeah.
happen,
Like,
right?
get off me. I
But
like
now
girls, damn it.
right. Now if you think about Manosa, right? Um so he came in, we were saying how like kind of goofy and dumb he is. He came in with the right questions, right? This episode, the right questions. He's like,
You
listen,
got to the
they're
bottom of that
spying
real
on us. They
quick.
have bugs, they're
Mhm.
watching us the whole night. We already know that, right? So like
Yes.
you can't hide from that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
he's like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And then, this is how Carol kind of remembered about like, the whole
Mhm.
sensor on the like alcohol cabinet. She is an alcoholic. And
Yes, she
y-
is.
and I'm just like, and so he was like, Manosa, he was just like going through all this stuff with Carol. And then he was like, hey, you know what? Um, who who is she? Who's that person? Who is Carol speaking to? I want to speak to
Mhm.
her. So she
Yeah,
comes by the
yeah.
crib, right? Tells
Mhm.
Manosa everything. And
Mhm.
Manosa's looking at Carol like, everything. Like,
Yo,
everything.
there's a couple
We know
scenes in this
everything.
this episode, I laughed out loud, like, like,
We
when
know
you're sitting on the couch
everything,
and Zosie's like, "What do you want me to do?" Like,
And,
no, he's like, "I know everything."
and he's like, and so at that point, he's like, and she's speaking like, like Zosa is speaking like really good, Spanish to him. So it's no issues. And she's like, and,
Mhm.
and so he's like, wait a minute, you guys are the weirdos and she's linking up with you?
Yeah, he
And
looked at Carol differently.
right, he looked at her like crazy differently, right? And then,
We all knew this was gonna happen, though. We knew this was gonna come to head
yeah,
over the thing. I'm surprised that he didn't actually say, "Hey." Well, he kinda said, "You're gonna throw this away for the girl."
yeah,
But it wasn't like a, "Hey, you gotta choose right now." He's just kinda like he's perplexed
mhm,
by how Carol's acting, which is fascinating. Because if you saw, the problem is like he only saw Carol's initial video where she's going crazy, going,
right,
"These
right, right.
people are doing all this stuff like that." And then she sees Carol today. He sees Carol today, and Carol's like, "Hey, man, they're people too. Like, you
Mhm.
gotta be nice
He's
to
like,
them." Like,
okay,
he's
is
like,
that, are you saying that? And I think he basically said, he was like, do you want the world or you want the girl? He's basically saying, I mean, like if you want a hood,
Mhm.
and like someone asked you
Yeah,
that question, presented that question to you, he's basically
that's all
saying, what do
right.
you want? You want to save the world or do you want the bunny snacks? You know what I'm saying? That's basically what he was saying, right?
Mhm.
And she was like, she really didn't know what was going on until she had a discussion with Zosha,
She
right?
she went on a champagne wishes and caviar dreams
Well,
vacation.
even
She
before
went
that,
skiing.
mhm,
Dude, she went to Japan, alright? She
even
was in
before that
Japan getting a bubble
happened,
bath.
even
Yes.
before that happened, right?
Yeah.
They were talking. And
Mhm.
that was when Minosa had someone else. Like when Carol came into, and here's the dead giveaway, right? Because Minosa
Yeah.
was looking at her side eye. She was like, "This is mine. She belongs to me.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
chaperone." This is basically, again, if you just translate that into like
Oh,
hood
yeah, that's
speak,
right.
if you
Yeah, she
translate
did
that
the
into hood speak, she's basically saying some like hood rat type stuff. You know what I'm saying, right? Just like,
she's
this
like,
is
"You're
mine. She
my
basically
chaperone." Yeah,
said,
yeah.
this is mine. You know what that means. This is mine,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah, yeah.
Minosa gave it a side eye, like, oh, really? Okay,
The way he
okay.
looked at her, I was like, "Oh, come on, bro." Like,
And so, oh boy, he was like called up. He was like, bring someone else, send someone else, right? And so this
yeah.
is when he's like, because we were saying to ourselves, like,
Mhm.
is this technology? Is this
Mhm.
medical? Oh boy was like, no, no, no. It's something even more basic and analog than that. Radio
Yeah.
frequencies, right?
Well, this
So
reminds me of what's the War of the Worlds?
yeah,
And how they were defeated because of bacteria, like
right.
just basic bacteria on Earth.
you
That's
know,
the only way they were defeated, right?
exactly.
And this seems to me radio waves is the cure to the hive, to disrupt it. But like, I think that's like a probably like the last resort is the radio waves, because I
Mhm.
you know for certain if they were surrounding you trying to convert you, you hit the radio waves, they're done for.
It's
They're
got to
gonna
be
fall down
super
in a
strong
circle.
too. It's got the wave
Yeah,
has
yeah,
to
it's
be
gotta be
super
super
strong.
strong. Yeah.
But
And
here's the
so, like,
thing though.
I think it's the solution is the radio waves. You just gotta figure out the signal, and it breaks everything apart. For sure, I think it'll either knock out that person individually or knock everybody out at the same time. Because it's like a node. You're everyone's connected to this little thing. So in this area for the node, either you can push the signal far enough through the node, or you can just knock out the individual people around you because they hear the signal. And then you just gotta go to every country and hit them with the node,
Right.
the radio waves, and you're good to go.
Because he doesn't have like a regular radio. He has like a ham radio, right?
Yeah,
So he get
it has to be real primitive. Is the
right.
solution to all this something
Exactly.
basic?
So this signal never goes away. It's almost like that same
Yeah.
signal is inside of an iPhone, but it's not turned on.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
everyone says. Like, why don't you just turn on the FM signal that we have, like, inside of an
Mhm.
iPhone, right? And so, oh
Mhm.
boy is like, so he gets another person, another other,
Mhm.
comes to the crib, and he's just like yelling at this person. You could just tell, and then that's
You
when
still do
Zosa's
that
like,
shit, yeah.
"Excuse me," and she lays down and she goes
Yeah,
into
yeah, she was like,
convulsions
"That's
and whatnot,
about to
right?
happen. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm just gonna lay down real quick."
And Carol's like, "What's going on?" So she runs to old boy's house, and then he yells at this guy again and
Mhm.
goes into the truck and gets the ham radio, right?
Mhm.
Check this
Yeah.
out though, right?
Mhm.
So when Carol went to the house, old boy was already conversing. We know that because Zosa laid down and she was conversing, right?
Yeah, she's doing yeah.
And then, he yelled at old boy again. So that's twice, right? And then old
Mhm.
boy started convulsing again. Carol came and just was like, yo, just blew a hole in the wall, right? And
Yeah.
so that's when, like, and then Carol and Zosha started talking, right? And I'm just like, So check this out,
Mhm.
right? All this stuff is going on.
Mhm.
Carol is like a little pissed off at old boy. So her and Zosha go on a
Drunk.
huge spa vacation. They are chilling. They are in a resort. They are skiing.
They're doing stuff, right?
They are doing
They're doing stuff.
everything. And I have two
Mhm.
things I want to say. First of all,
Mhm.
when they were there and she was asking her about, you know, the stem cells, like, the eggs, right?
Yeah.
Zosa, she looked at Carol like, yeah, we got you. You saw that
Yeah.
look? She was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. It changed. So,
we
like, I'm your
got you
friend,
now,
I'm your buddy to yeah, we're gonna be your overseer soon.
So let me ask you this, because last week you said that you think that they're setting Carol up, the others.
Yeah,
Zosa's setting
yeah.
her up. It certainly
Mhm.
seemed that way today. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
100%.
Because the
'Cause
way
they
she side-eye looked at her like, we got you now. It's nothing you can do.
yeah, it's a matter of time we can convert you. Like, the way she was talking to her is arrogance.
Yeah. Yep.
Because for me, like, if I had a secret like this of, "Oh, I'm working on a solution for you, and I'm 2 months away," I would have said nothing. I
Hmm.
would have been chilling like, "Oh, we're oh, yeah, 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 let's go for another vacation. You want to go to Africa this time and look at the gazelles." Like, I would have said nothing. She was like, "You got a month. We got you." And she's looking at her like, "Yeah, you can't do nothing about this. Got
And
you."
and then
That's wild.
so Carol was like kind of like she definitely pissed off. And then when she came
Mhm,
back, to Albuquerque, and when old boy linked up with her with Manosa, and that was when
mhm.
Manosa was like, okay, what do you want to do? And then she was like, yo, let's get it, right? And then
Yeah.
she had and here's the weird thing, right? And I'm gonna say this
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna ask you something, right? So,
Okay.
she's like, okay, let's get it. Zosa already is arrogant. She knows the deal. She's like, we got you, right? But
Mhm,
Carol still asked for, like, once they decided that, we're gonna do this, we're gonna save the world, she asked for an
mhm.
atomic bomb, right?
Which is crazy.
Because if you're not trying to kill humans,
Mhm.
what do you need an atomic bomb for, right?
Yes, yes.
But here's the thing though, right? So
Mhm,
when when he yelled at old boy twice and then they went into convulsions, right?
mhm.
Obviously he killed millions of people, right?
It's gotta
Now,
be 20,000,000 people. He did it twice.
right,
At least it's gotta be
maybe even
20,000,000.
more. So when
Yeah.
Carol was doing this stuff here, and they
Mhm.
they they throughout the entire episode, they were like, we have to keep you happy, right? So when
Mhm.
Carol did this here, she did it like so many times before they left the whole, before they left her in Albuquerque, right?
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
couple times before they're like,
right.
"We got yeah, her."
So old
Yeah.
boy did it twice, and they didn't give him like any leeway. They actually left, right?
Yeah, well, I think they're scared of him, but I think with Carol too, the reason why they left was when she drugged Zosa. They were like, "Oh no, oh Carol's a loose cannon. We gotta get out of town." Because
I
they,
I
the nurse that when the nurse is looking at
yeah,
the
she was
Zosa,
pissed off. The
and
nurse
she
was
walked in
pissed
there,
off.
the nurse is like, "She's fine."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh snap!"
So
There's so much sass in that.
and they did say, Zosa, she did say, when Carol asked, like, well, is he dangerous? And she said, well, not to you, right?
Mhm. Yeah, they're
But
looking at gotta be concerned about this
so they
immediately.
all bounced. Once old boy did that, they didn't give him any leeway. They've
Mhm.
seen everything how dangerous he
He
could be, even though he never
capable of
hurt
doing.
anyone, right? You know, so let me ask
Yeah.
you this here. Because they didn't give old boy any leeway
Mhm.
and they left like the
Mhm.
town, just like they left Carol, right?
Mhm.
Do you think they did that because they actually know that the two of them are colluding to try to save them, or at least try to save the world?
Yeah. I think because they know a lot about him,
Hmm.
but they haven't been able to talk to him and figure
Right.
out, where his head's at.
Hmm.
They know he's dangerous and they know he's resourceful and smart,
Hmm.
right? That's a problem. And, Carol's dangerous and resourceful and smart,
And a drunk.
and the 2 of them and a drunk, and the 2 of them getting together is the issue, right?
Yeah.
And 100% because she knows more than he knows, and he knows things that she doesn't know. So, like, having them get together and actually start doing something is very bad for the hive. And I think the atomic bomb is not to blow it up and kill people. It's is I say it's a special
A,
trump card that you have in your
a
back pocket
deterrent.
of
Okay.
you ain't coming over here and
Right.
you're gonna stop this. We're gonna figure this out.
Like, if
Yeah,
I'm gonna die, you're gonna die, basically,
yeah, basically. Yeah, because Carol
So
would rather die than be part of the hive. So I think that's what that thing is for,
right. So
which is crazy.
let me make some I'm gonna make some, not predictions, but
Mhm,
some things I think may happen, right? In
mhm.
the season coming up. So the second season. So the first season was all about gathering information and happiness, right?
Yes,
I
yeah.
think season two is gonna be, this is where you're gonna see like a lot of people dying, and not from like people screaming. I think people are actually going to die from
You'll
others'
be dropping stuff
hands.
from
Yeah.
yes, from them
You
them
know?
testing stuff out for sure.
Well, I think Carol and Manosa, they're going to like, kill a lot of people. They already know they can, but here's the thing though, right?
Mhm.
They also know that these are our brethren. They are human. They were converted
Yeah,
by these other people, so we just can't go and kill people, right? They need to
yeah, I don't
figure
think
out a
it's gonna be on
plan
purpose.
to try to deal with Kepler
Mhm.
22b.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it was what I was just about to say. I think that this show is intergalactic and
mhm.
not just on Earth.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Because of the what they said, the whole point of the thing is to build enough this big signal and was it Africa? I forgot where they're gonna build it, but they're supposed to build it and send this thing out to another planet where there's life on there and get them to convert too. So Earth is the jump off ground that's gonna be spinning this thing over the galaxy now. So I believe this show is gonna turn intergalactic and there's gonna be spaceships and all kind of craziness. That's what I think is gonna happen.
So what do you think? I mean, why convert people and make them happy? What's that all about? I mean, like, okay, let's say like once everyone is converted on Earth,
Mhm.
then what?
You got to do the rest of the planets in the universe. You
I
got to
think
get
it's more.
everything
I
out
think it's
there.
more sinister than that. I think it's more
Mhm.
sinister than that. I think that once you convert everyone, now you have complete and total control, right?
Yeah.
And some things may happen. I also think this too, and we look at a lot of sci-fi where certain like
Mhm.
groups of people are like a certain way, but there's always groups within that group that know how to get around the system. So I
Mhm.
think there may be people who may be converted, but
Mhm.
also understand that they know how to get around the system. Because I think
Yes.
that, and like I said, that AI, if it's AI, is not like super AI. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Well,
There are some hallucinations there.
because this show can go anywhere with this,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know for certain it's galactic because it came from that planet, right? And
Mm-hmm.
those things are, they're thinking beings on that planet and sent this thing down to Earth. So just by that alone, there's a species on the Kepler 22 that sent this thing to convert Earth, right? That's a given. And that was 600 million light years ago, or 600 light years.
600 light
So
years. Mm-hmm. 600
so
years away. That
600
signal took
million
600
years.
years to get to Earth. 600
What is
years.
it? Light year is a million, right?
What do you mean?
One light year is 1 million, and for years.
Oh, a light year is 1 year. So it's 600
No,
light years,
the distance between the light and getting to the what. So if you travel
5.8
from,
trillion miles.
okay, so I'm just saying, like if that the light year is about a million years or something like that. I forgot. It's some ridiculous number.
One
So
light year,
600.
like 600 light years, is equivalent to 600 years. So that signal took 600 years to get to Earth, right?
Yes. But like through
And
our timeline, it's like a million years or something crazy. I forgot the number. It's like 100,000 or
yeah.
whatever. Whatever. That's irrelevant. The
Mhm,
point is that joint's far, and
mhm,
most likely they're dead,
yeah.
right? Based on the calculations, they would be dead on that planet.
Mhm.
So AI is very much a possibility that this is how this got here, right? But if they're setting this thing in our galaxy out to other planets that got life or whatever, the odds are high that this turns intergalactic. And there's gonna be spaceships involved with this other stuff. The odds are very high for that.
I
It's
think
either
it's
gonna
more
be AI
sinister.
and robots
Mhm.
or some other thing. But like, I think this show is gonna go there. I really do
Oh,
because they can.
yeah, listen, I think season 2 is gonna be like, it's gonna go there. It's gonna be intense, and it's gonna be a lot of killing. It's gonna be very
It's gonna
crazy.
be a battle. I'll be
You know what I'm saying?
listen.
It's
If
gonna be
they
a
turn this
battle.
show into like a Battlestar Galactica or something like that, this would be the greatest show ever, man, on
Again,
TV in
I think
history, man.
season 2 is going. That's when we're gonna see season 2. You're gonna see a lot of people die. You're gonna see Carol Manosa, do their thing, right? But I
Yeah.
think that at some point, if in fact they get to the point where everyone is converted, even Carol, I think
Mhm.
there's something more sinister. I think that now that
Yeah.
you have everyone thinking that everything is happy, now that everyone is converted, now we're going to convert you into an army, and we're going to like invade a galaxy or a planet who
They're doing
we can't
something with
even we
it.
can't even convert them. So we need to bring them down and like kill them. You know what I'm saying? Or bring
It
them
could
over
be
and kill
anything.
them.
Here's the thing, the actress, what's her name, Rhea, that plays Carol,
Hmm.
she was like, "Whatever you're thinking this show is gonna turn into, it's not. It's
Yeah.
completely different, and your mind's gonna be blown." I'm like, "Oh, this could be a space battle."
Yeah.
That's the only way. This is
Listen,
the only way,
I'd
and
be.
this I'm saying,
Mhm,
if this show turns into Battlestar Galactica or something crazy like that,
mhm.
this will be the greatest show in the history of TV, right?
Well,
This is
if it's
everything I love in a TV show. It's
right, but
sci
but remember now we only have like a 12 people that are converted, right?
Mhm.
And so even if it's Battlestar Galactic, it's only 12 people. They don't have ships, they don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, but I'm
They
just
have to
saying, like,
figure out a way, and like you said, Manosa, he's gonna figure it out, right? Excuse
Mhm.
me. They have to figure out a way to convert people back over to like,
Yeah,
human
that's what I'm saying,
status.
but to convert people back, I think that's gonna be season 2. They're gonna figure out a way to at least
Yep.
get a couple people.
Hmm.
I don't think they can do everybody. They can get a couple people, and it's gonna be painful, and people are gonna die in the process for
It's gonna be a
sure,
running
right?
battle too.
Now, season 3 might be in space. That's all I'm gonna say. I feel
Mhm.
like it's gonna get there once they can figure out to convert a couple people, because A, they have to stop this signal from getting out there. So maybe they gotta go over to Kepler 22.
You
You gotta think
do.
about it. This signal's going straight.
Mhm.
Someone's gonna accidentally run the signal again because humans are stupid.
I think this show is totally gonna turn sci-fi, totally, all day.
Mhm,
There's no doubt in my
mhm.
mind. Where else is it gonna go? How are they gonna defeat, people who are happy? They can't. They can't kill people
Yeah,
either
you
because
got
they are human. And there's
the
like
whole point of this. Oh,
there's a
go
level
ahead,
of
sorry.
humanity there, right?
Mhm.
There is some humanity there with Carol in Minosa. Although Minosa would kill people if he had to.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
absolutely. He'll slice
You know,
people's necks if he could. But
but
I
we.
think the whole point of this is that
What's up?
this came from another planet,
Yeah.
and they have to stop the thing coming from another planet. So
Mhm.
they're gonna have to go over there.
Yeah, but like how?
Well, that's the thing. You have the minds of the whole world together working on something.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you have something that's like, I mean, dude, they're gonna be in stasis like, they're gonna be in
Well, I mean,
stasis like Gail
they may have
Dornick
to
from
come.
Foundation for like 150 years.
They may have to come up with the solution to do jump space or whatever. They may have to get there. Like this show can turn into that. It can absolutely turn into that. Or, and here's the other or. What if they get through building up this space thing, this signal, and they send it out to one of these other planets, and the people from the other planet comes here? Yes, think about that.
Dude.
You could have another alien planet that comes
Mhm.
here, and they're like, "Yo, what the hell you guys doing out here?" And they talk to Carol, and Carol's like, "We got to go to Kepler 22, blow that joint up." I
Yeah,
don't know.
so I
I
mean,
don't know.
I'm hoping they
Insanity.
show us like what Kepler 22b looks
I
like. It's
hope
just like,
so
hey,
too.
this is what we are. They, and she said, Zosa said they human. They're human on
Mhm.
Kepler, so I'm just like, um, dude, listen,
I'm
this
saying, like, anything's possible. That's the crazy
anything's
part about
possible.
it.
This is what makes this show so fascinating is there is for the most part kind of nothing going on, but
Mhm.
so much going on, if that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah.
You
No, because the
know?
shows are simple. Like, there's not a lot of stuff is happening.
Right.
It's just a simple narrative, and this is what's going on, yada yada yada. Like everything's kind of we're telling you this. You can see a little bit, but everything's pretty simple. What's happening in the show, but the show could turn on a dime and make it insane,
I think
and
it will.
they're capable of doing that
Mhm.
because they. The reason why I feel like that is because the very first show that actual scientists were in on the show,
Mhm.
they filmed the scenes with scientists. So they're thinking about something long term because of all the scientists involved with the very first episode. Those are actual scientists they had there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They're consulting people, and there's a big picture in some capacity. So everything's on the table. If they go there with aliens coming to Earth, that's possible too. Like everything's on the table. You have no idea how this could work. So I'm excited, man. Hell yeah to this show. This show is great.
It would also
That's all we
suggest before we get out of here, it would also suggest that the people on uh, Kelper 22b,
hmm
they're not that intelligent either. Because if you look at something like Star Trek, they already know how to warp drive and everything, so they can basically travel like light years in like
Yeah.
seconds, right?
Well,
Remember,
here's the thing.
what's up?
Here's the thing. I agree with your argument now.
Mhm.
Now, if I was invading a planet and I can send a radio signal out there, wipe out this entire thing, get everybody on the same tune, and then I come and invade, that's way easier. Then I got to go fight people. I got to go
Yeah.
fight fighter jets and stuff like that. And the army is still intact. They don't got to do any of that. If they're coming to invade Earth, they just show up. It's done. Everything's done. All
Yeah,
the food is in place. All the natural resources are just sitting there in the earth, chilling. No one's gonna pick up anything. They're just gonna sit there and watch you take it.
mhm.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but the
As
other
far as
thing,
the alien invasion goes, it's perfect.
yeah, but you send this signal that takes that's 600 light years away. Um, and then if there is a battle, like how do you get people there? How do you get people from
No, but I'm saying, like, what
K22b?
if what if the people on Kepler that are coming down here, they're conquering planets by sending the DNA RNA signal out to these planets. These suckers inject it into themselves by accident, convert everybody, and then you fly in here through your hyperspace or whatever and take over the planet. It's that much easier to do.
Yeah,
How much it took 2 days? No, it took a month to
a month.
convert
Yeah,
everybody on Earth except
yeah.
for 8 people, 12 people.
I
Took a
think
month.
I don't know, man. I
Because the
think
other thing
it's
too, and
what's up?
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. The
Mhm.
other thing too is
What's up?
we don't know what everybody's doing. There's
Yeah.
humans doing stuff right now that we've never seen before. So
Mhm.
they could be underground digging for something. They could be in the base building something, whatever. We have no idea. All we know is about Albuquerque, and we know about Las Vegas, and then we see images of the other people in the other places, but the rest of the world is open and empty. They're not doing nothing there. They're all sleeping in the same areas.
I also think this. I also think that there are more than 12 people that are not
Mhm.
converted. Like you were just talking about the
I agree.
scientists. They knew something was going on, so they were like, okay, this is a signal. We need to go someplace. We need to shelter in place somewhere where no signals can come through, like a bunker or something like that. So I kind of believe that something like it's more than 12
I
people. You
agree.
know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
I,
It's
I think so.
more than 12. At
Yeah,
least there's more than 12.
this is a fascinating show. We are talking about Pluribus, season finale, episode 9, The Girl or the World. Keo, what are you going to rate? Let's just say, what are you going to rate the series? Because we know
The
what the
series,
episode
no, this
is.
this listen, the series overall has been a 10.
Hmm.
And I like the stuff that the questions they're asking. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it's very fascinating, the ethical stuff that they're asking. And I'm telling you, I think this is for an invasion. I really believe that. I think this is gonna turn alien soon or intergalactic soon.
Hmm.
I don't know how. I don't know what it's gonna look like or what they're gonna do with spaceships, whatever. But I believe this is gonna turn intergalactic somehow. And listen, this is the building blocks for an insanity show.
Yeah.
Like insane. And I definitely feel that they're gonna be able to unchain people from the
Oh
hive.
yeah, I think
They're gonna
so
get some
too. I
people out.
I think once you because even those satellite dish that all the scientists were at during episode 1, you can
Mhm.
reverse that and just like have it spit out like a different signal. You know what I'm
Yeah, because
saying?
they're receiving stuff. I'm
Right.
sure there's
Hmm.
satellites that send things out too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I'm also going to give this series a 10, episode of 10 too, but dude, this is like it's crazy because you have a show like this. And this is when you look at all of these when you okay, take for instance like the Transformers franchise.
Yeah.
We know what it is. You know what it
Mhm.
is. You know
That's what
what's
I
going to
love. I
happen.
don't know anything about this. They
Right,
could do anything.
even when you look at things like Star Trek, Star Wars, we know what the end product is going to be. We
Yeah.
know that, right? And
Yeah.
see, and that's when we say that you have all these directors and all these movies, and a lot of these joints are just completely lazy. They're lazy.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out if this was a book or not. I can't find that yet, right?
No, no, it's not a
Um,
book. This all brand new IP.
you
They
see,
came with a new idea.
you see what I'm saying?
I love that's why I love it because this is all new stuff and you can do whatever you want because you don't have to worry about, oh, there's a comic book in 1984 we gotta follow, or
Yep.
somebody wrote a novel, and then
Mhm.
people that read the novel are like, oh, this is crap. This is not exactly how the thing like doing this is brand new. You can do whatever you want. Sky's the limit.
Brain
And
exercises.
G Apple gave them the 2 years. They gave them 2 seasons, like, right off the bat. They're like, "Oh, this is great, 2 seasons.
Yeah.
No question that." And I know there's gonna be a 3rd season because this is a hit. This show's
Yeah.
number 1 in my Apple.
Yeah.
Apple
It's number
TV is
one,
this
dude.
number 1. It's number 1
Mhm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about this show.
Apple TV, man, like I said, they just give us some great shows, some great movies. And they're not like cookie cutter. They're not like, run of the mill stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is what we get when we watch like Netflix. I mean, sure, like some of these Korean and like Japanese joints are fascinating. They look great,
Yeah.
the whole nine. But this looks like this was shot on a really nice camera.
Oh, they spent
But the
money on this show.
story, but the story and the writing was crazy. So again, we both gave this joint a 10. This is fascinating. I'm
Mhm.
definitely watching this joint over. I may watch it over starting tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure. I'm gonna watch it over again,
You know
probably
what I'm
this week.
saying?
'Cause this
So
is we're filming this for Christmas before Christmas Eve, so
Christmas Eve. Yeah, we're on Christmas Eve. And this joint is gonna come out Christmas Eve. So moving
yeah.
forward, so before we get up out of here, I just want to say we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna be back. You know how we do. We just like around Christmas. We give you the last joint and then we rock out for 2 or 3 weeks and we'll see you
Mhm.
mid-January. And come mid-January, we are going to have the channel's going to be slightly different. We're in the
Some changes.
middle, yes, we're
Some
in the middle of a rebrand, so it's going to be
changes.
slightly different.
Yeah.
But we're going to come back. I think I have like 2 or 3 classic films that I may post during our break. You know what I'm
We
saying?
have content. We're not gonna disappear with the content. We have content,
Yes,
but
and I was
yeah.
also even thinking about I may even like just hop on and I watch something. I've been watching something that I may want to talk about. But anyway, we are talking about Pluribus. You can watch the entire season now on Apple TV. Go check it out. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace and Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
All that stuff.
All that stuff.